Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the K-Ray and the Sports Podcast. Today in Birmingham, it's the week of baseball. The Birmingham Barons tonight will host the Montgomery Biscuit tonight at Rick Wood Field. Then tomorrow night is the celebrity baseball game. That's tomorrow night, Wednesday, at Rick Wood Field. And then it's the big game, St. Louis Cardinals and who? San Francisco Giants. They used to be coached by who? Dusty Baker, but he's in the system now.
Yes.
So today we have two guests that know all about baseball. If you want to know anything about baseball, I had two guys in the house tonight that they know. Some people think they know about baseball. You don't know. Two guests I have today are legends in the game. One a Hall of Famer, one a pro scout, and we're going to get right to them. We had a skipper and the baseball guru. We have Moss and Mitchell, and then we have Mitchell and Moss right here in Sports Podcast. Today, Tyrus L. Moss and Demetrius Mitchell. How you doing, guys?
Good, man.
Doing great.
It's a big week in Birmingham. How you feel about Birmingham this week?
Oh man, it's Magic City Classic week for me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. In a baseball perspective, got a lot of legends here in town. A lot of current and former big leaguers here this week. So Birmingham is hot. Moss, what you think?
It's hot. It's a hot topic. Hot time to be in the city, Magic City.
The message. So when we speak of baseball, we know it's a football town. We ain't on this sugarcoating the way around, but we got a long way to go with baseball. And I talk to you often about baseball. So now, tell people out of all the sports it was football, how you end up starting baseball? How you end up into baseball?
Well, baseball it was something that I always wanted to do. I always chose baseball first, being an inner city kid. Chose baseball first, then football second, and God has always blessed me with being able to throw, and it's something that I wanted to do. I always wanted to be different because baseball more mental. It's 80% mental, 20% physical.
Okay, so where you start off at? You play Little League?
Played Little League at Central Park.
Central Park?
Yes, Central Park.
What's the nickname?
Central Park Indians. Yes.
That's a good name for a baseball team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then you go back. See, many people don't know where you from. I meet a lot of people question me where you from, but and they say the purple look bad on you because you're a Kappa. You know that. But then I had to explain to them the other side of it. Not only that purple go from Parker to Mount and where else?
Yeah, I'm very homegrown. I started playing. I'm from Fairfield. You know, in Fairfield we say hashtag 35064. I grew up playing in the Fairfield system in the community, and after that I started playing at Fairfield High School. I played with the Juicy Jumbos, the Stingrays, all of those teams in Fairfield. Well, we had some very, very good teams, some very, very good coaches, and carried that on to high school. I played for the legendary Coach Ricky Patterson. That coached at Midfield, coached at Jones Valley, coached at Fairfield, and coached at Utah when he passed. Had some great times playing at Fairfield, but I am from Fairfield. A lot of people think I'm from Parker, but I'm from Fairfield.
A lot of people think that. Yeah. So if you had one, the guy you just mentioned, so he the one probably saw you and said, okay, that's a baseball player.
Well, actually, it wasn't Coach Patterson.
It wasn't.
It was actually the coach before Coach Patterson. He saw me doing football because I played football and baseball at Fairfield. And it was Coach David Jones. He saw that, actually I got cut.
You got cut?
I got cut. And he pulled me to the side. He said, "You one of the best players I have seen in a long time. We cut you because you were too small. You were too little." He said, "But come back." And I came back the next year, and the next year I was a starter.
So you went from getting cut to starter?
I went from being cut.
That's a story to tell.
I went from being cut to being a starter.
What guy if you had to give credit to anybody, what guy would you give credit for introducing you to baseball?
By a guy by the name of Mr. Fruitway. Mr. Fruitway, daughter is married to Dr. Parker at Central Park Christian.
Yeah.
I remember signing up, playing when I was 8-9 years old at Central Park, and he kind of just basically led the horse to water. So it was up to us to kind of drink,
Okay, so now, what started you get off into coaching?
Coaching, I'm going to go back to the word different. A lot of guys coach, but Ray, coaching isn't developing, and developing it isn't coaching.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be different. You know, I have a really big saying, what you tell kids verbally has to translate physically in a game setting, not in a bullpen, not in a cage, not at practice, but it has to translate in a game setting. And Moss and I always grew up around great coaches back when we played in the early 90s, and we just wanted to be different because it's just coaching just like a revolving door. You know, you pick up certain intangibles from guys that have coached you and coached us in the past, and we try to instill into these kids today.
What started you in coaching?
Well,
Because I don't mean to cut you off, but now, when we was in school, I thought I could see you being a football coach because you was around Coach Leonard. I could see that. But what coach, because I always thought you were going to be like a football receiver coach or a DB coach or something like that. But when you was at Parker and they told me you were coaching baseball, it kind of shocked me. Not because I was just shocked because you didn't know the game, because I knew you knew the game. But I always thought you around Coach Leonard. I thought you were going to be a football coach. But then all of a sudden, what guided you toward baseball?
Well, that's what a lot of people think. See, what a lot of people don't know, actually, I like football, but I love baseball. But I was a better football player than I was baseball player. And if everybody, if you really know me, they know that's who I was. But what started me to want to coach baseball is because I kind of got thrown into the fire.
Who threw you into the fire?
I was going to an interview. This is a true story. I was going to an interview at Hewlett-Trussville Middle School that I never made it to. But I got a call from the principal that I was working at the middle school, which was Dr. Williams. I was working at Glenn. I was a permanent sub.
Yeah.
And she called me and said, well, the principal at Parker want to talk to you. His name was Dr. Reddick. I said, well, I'm on my way to an interview. I'll stop by. So I stopped by. As I'm going into the office, into the school, going to Parker, me not thinking that I'm just going to speak and introduce myself and go on by my business.
Yeah.
Coach Robinson, who coached me at Fairfield, saw me come through the door. And I said, what's up, Coach? I didn't know Coach Rob was at Parker. I didn't know what Coach Rob was at the time. So he looked at the principal, he looked at me, and he told the principal, Dr. Reddick, this is my new receiver coach. So I'm looking at him, and he looking at me. And he pulled me to the side and said, hey, you my receiver coach. So Dr. Reddick said, can you teach? I said, yeah, I can teach. He said, well, all right, I'm going to call Miss Knight in, who was the principal at Huffman.
Yeah.
She was the department chair at the time before she became assistant principal at Parker. She took me out in the hall and said, can you teach history? I'm like, yes, ma'am, I can teach. But she said, well, you got the job. Then Coach Rob and Tune came back and said, I see you at practice this evening. He said, because we looking for a baseball coach.
Wow.
And I know you know baseball.
Yeah.
He said, but you're going to be the assistant this year, but next year you're going to be the head coach.
Well, why was you the assistant?
Coach Stewart was the coach.
Okay.
At that time. Fred Stewart was the coach.
Yeah, okay.
And then when Fred left, I became the head coach and Fred became my assistant.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Wow.
Okay, so now, I always you see you with the tennis ball with the pins in it. What's the knowledge of that?
Well, it's similar to like me and Meat was saying earlier. It's the weight ball. At that time, you just coming up with tools to just strengthen your arm, because during that time earlier, we weren't thinking of weight balls. We were thinking on getting our arms strong and just going short toss, long toss, throwing a distance.
So that's the dependence inside. So that's got to do with pitching or just throwing in general.
Just throwing in general, just to build your arm, your velocity up, your velo in your arm, and just throwing. That's all you're doing, just throwing.
Because I found out you was a good coach, because when you worked together at Huffman, so you was the coach over there, and they supposed to came to y'all one time, but it rained. Everybody was over there, but I said, okay, I get to see my frat brother play over here. I get to see my two frat, but I think it rained it out some. So y'all had some battles. Yeah. How many years y'all battled each other in high school?
Two. It was equal. I think he beat me one, I beat him one.
Yeah.
And it was, most pretty much, showed me the ropes. So it was just kind of more like Tony Dungy / Mike Tomlin, and then the rest was history, because he was more more on the west side of town. I was more on the east side of town. So we was just trying to steer these kids in the right direction.
Made baseball interesting during that time.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
really interesting. We the two young bucks on the totem pole.
Name some older coaches that was coaching then.
Coach Holyfield, Coach Logan, Coach Kennedy, Coach
Holyfield, he was at Winona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Coach
It was at West End.
West End, yeah.
Jim Holyfield was my high school coach.
So he still come to your games, though, don't he?
Yeah, his grandson played for him.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't know that. I always see him there. He be right in the fence. Yeah.
It's strange how the
Yeah.
baseball world evolves.
Yeah. Because
his son coached with me. Now his grandson is playing for me.
wow, it's a small world. Because I always see him up against the fence. He be close. I said he got to have somebody out here. He pull up his chair. Yeah. So now you disappeared from Huffman. Where did you go when you left Huffman?
I left Huffman in 2009. I became assistant coach at Alabama A&M in 2009. Went there, got into the SWAC tournament the first time in school history. That year, I think we swept Alcorn. That year, my first collegiate game, that first weekend series, we swept Alcorn.
So Alcorn was the big dogs.
That year. In 2009, it was very strong. Several kids played for me in this area. Fabian Harper, DeMarcus Stewart, several kids. So that was great. Haven't had a kid drafted since 1963 at Alabama A&M. I actually had one drafted by the Chicago White Sox.
Okay, so how long you stayed at A&M?
Stayed at A&M a year and a half. Well, first year I was assistant coach. Then the second year I became interim coach.
Interim coach.
Yes, and I want to clear the air with that too. A lot of people think I actually got terminated from that job there. I actually left because no one leaves a job being 10-4. And what you 10-4 in the conference play, you was 3-0.
Yeah.
So it wasn't any off the field issues. It just like Ecclesiastes, that chapter.
Yeah.
You know, it's a time and a season. So that was my season, just to go Huffman, Alabama A&M, and God got me where He's trying to take me.
And then tell them where you are now. What you do now.
Now I train pitchers on all levels. Right now, ages 8. I have one big leaguer currently. Then I have one, he's going to throw tonight, Alfredo Ortiz out of Columbia. So he'll be in the bullpen tonight for the Montgomery Biscuits.
Okay, so you said you got there your first year. Tell them how long you've been at Parker coaching baseball.
This is year 25 for me.
25.
I've been there since 1999, and this is year 25. Never had a losing season, don't plan on having a losing season, and just continue to thrive kids in the right direction.
Yep. So you come in. Did you have a vision, or I got a vision of where I want to be at in 3 or 4 years? Because I'm gonna tell you what I found out about Birmingham. They don't keep a baseball coach long. If for some reason there's a big turnover, but you're still here. And how you managed to do that?
Well, I kind of watched those guys that came in before me.
Yeah.
Even though I felt kind of different being the young buck on the totem pole, I kind of felt the tension that they didn't really want to have those conversations with me. So I kind of stayed in the rear, but I watched everything they did because those were long tenure coaches. That's what people don't understand about Birmingham. Coach Logan had been at Ramsey for a long time. Coach Talley had been at Winona for a long time. Coach Holyfield had been at West End for a long time. After West End, he went to Winona.
Yeah.
So those coaches had been around for a while. So I just kind of, watched what they did, and I just put my little twist in. Because I knew what would draw kids to Birmingham and Birmingham City. Kids like to look good. Kids want to feel good. People want to feel important. So I just brought a lot of things to the table that weren't done in Birmingham that I felt weren't done. Because I felt like a lot of these kids were culture shock. my kids in my program know what they expect if they make it to the next level. They know about road trips. They know about going to church. They know about dressing up. They know about staying in a dorm or apartment.
Yeah.
Because when we go take road trips, we staying in a hotel. Now that you don't stay in hotels anymore, you stay in Airbnb. So that's what we're doing. We're going to the beach, staying in the Airbnb. We're going to spring break, our spring break tournament. We're gonna stay in the Airbnb, but they all staying in the same house together.
So you think Birmingham will come a long way as far as baseball?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the last 10, 15 years, I think Birmingham City Schools right now is in a good place for baseball because this is the first time in a long time that we have had baseball guys at every school.
That's a good
We
thing.
had coaches,
Yeah.
but now we have baseball guys at every school.
Yes.
And they're young.
Yeah.
The only problem that I'm having with them is we got to communicate more. That's the difference between us and over the mountain.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
communicate, they talk.
Yeah.
We don't verbalize and communicate. And I think once these young coaches in Birmingham understand that, hey, I'm not against you, I'm here to help you.
Correct.
Now, but when we playing now, it's war.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
total war.
And that's what it's supposed to
but
be.
when the game is over,
Yeah.
I'm here to help you. I'm not here to
Yeah,
hurt you.
yeah. Because I like to come to games. Coaches ain't getting along. I don't want coaches getting along. Not while the game going on. You know what I'm saying? I like. So now, how hard is baseball to teach? Because people just think, okay, you throw 9 guys out there, let's go, blah 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 blah. So how hard is it to teach? And I know you deal with a pitcher, and I'm asking both of y'all right now. You got a 14 or 15-year-old kid stepping on that mound, and a lot of times he gonna be forced to a full count. Is that a lot of pressure on a 14 to 15 year? Because I know you were young this year. That's as young as I ever seen your team. So how do you calm him down or coach him? You on the mound and you got to throw you got to throw a strike. So how do you coach him up to do that?
Well, I've never coached in a game. All my coaching is done during the week.
Yeah.
I'm putting them in situations. I'm telling them situation in your head when you're in the dugout talking before you going out there. You got to come out with a 2-strike approach. Pitchers, you got to get that first pitch over for a strike. Let's stay ahead of the count. I mean, baseball is not as easy as what everybody's saying. But this team I just had was a very, very young team. But you know what I did different that I've never done before? I told my kid to have fun. Have fun. Let me do my job and yell, holler.
Yeah.
But that ain't for y'all. That's for the crowd.
Because you be hollering. Yeah.
That ain't for y'all. That's for the crowd.
Yeah.
They come to see me. They ain't come to see y'all.
Yeah.
So just play the game and have
Yeah.
fun doing it. So you see me jumping up and having fun with the guy. Is these young kids? I really feel have put at least 10 more years in me because I've never been this young.
So you come up now. You teach pitching. You train pitchers and stuff. And just like Coach Moss just said, he do most of his teaching and coaching during the week. Same philosophy for you.
Well, a lot of pitching. I would say more in the off season.
Yeah.
Because in the off season, I'm going to go back to having my guys throw softballs, which is a softball is 7 ounces, a baseball is 5. So we're going to really overemphasize that in the off season. Also, if we throwing 60 foot 6 inches, we would throw bullpens from 65 feet. You feel it? You follow me?
Yeah.
So now think about the more distance you cut down equals velocity. So that's why you see in the Dominican Republic, piggybacking off what Coach Moss said about the penny balls. But Mr. Turner, in Dominican Republic, they get softballs and they hit nails in them.
Wow. You learn something new every day. Yeah.
That's, to me, over here in the States,
Yeah.
that's a generic, that's a poor man's softball.
Yeah.
But over there, that's pretty much their sporting good version of a softball. But they put nails in it and they throw it in the off season, or they get waterlogged baseballs and throw them for distance.
So when you teach pitching, both of you are, what is the toughest pitch that you had to teach a pitcher? What is the toughest one that you? It's gonna take time for me to teach it to him. I know he can get it. Which one?
It depends. It depends on the kid.
The kid.
Because you might have a kid that throw a nice 2-seamer but can't throw a 4-seamer.
Yeah.
You might have a kid that throw a nice cutter.
Yeah.
Can't throw a curveball.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the kid.
But just coming off of that, I feel, in my experience, even my experience with big leaguers and kids from Wallace State, Hansfield, Shelton State, it's going to be the changeup for me, because the changeup, the grips, you're coming off those two middle fingers to create backspin. So you're going to grip it with the seam or across the seam, but a lot of kids try to telegraph that. But follow me now. Softballs, 65 feet, distance. So now, Ray, what if we warm up every day throwing changeups?
Yeah.
I'm warming up with the hardest pitch to throw every day. Now
Yeah.
that pitch gonna get easy.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of work your way back.
So name me some pitches that you've taught that they still use. Not just name some high school. You in high school. You teaching a high school kid. What the basic pitches that you're trying to teach them to pitch?
High school pitches first of all. The first thing, pitchability. You got to have pitchability.
Yeah.
A lot of guys think about velocity, but if you have velocity, you can't get outs. So it's three components: command, location, and velocity. And you know, when we came up, Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine,
Yeah.
John Smokes, and who else?
And one more. They had a first class pitching staff.
Jamie Moyer played in the big leagues up until about 40.
Then they had the other guy, Avery. He threw his arm out. Yeah, he threw it.
Steve Avery.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, those guys knew how to pitch, know how to work the corners,
Yeah.
how to get outs, how to sink the ball, get ground balls. Because I tell my pitchers, it's three components with that: swing and a miss, ground ball, or pop up. And I'm like, well, coach, what's the negative? He hit you 400 feet. So mentally, if it's
Yeah.
80%, I'm winning, because I
Yeah.
got three positives already if I'm thinking 80%, you know? Yeah.
So now you go in here, like you say you young, the little guy came up. That stolen. You had a guy stole a lot of bases this year. What's his name?
Jordan Willis.
So that's one of your pitchers too, right?
Yeah, he's a little lefty.
So he usually start. I saw him.
He starts. He's a utility. He starts in right field, or he's gonna DH, or he's gonna pitch.
Is he a freshman?
He's a freshman. Lead off.
And then that's my point. You got enough. You showed a lot of confidence in him, because I saw in some big games you hand him the ball in in the average coach when they hand him the ball. But you hand him the ball. Why you handing him the ball in big game?
To get his confidence up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pitch him against the Mountain Brooks and
Yeah.
the Gardendales, because I want him to understand that. Listen, I believe in you, but I need you to believe in me.
Nice.
So when I put him up there and I'm expecting him to get it done, he already know when he come over there. I like, how you on for you, coach? I'm all right. You got faith in me? I'm going.
How good can he be?
He can be really good, but a lot of people think he's fast. And let me go and get it out now that everybody like, oh, that record wasn't real. That record, he stole those. Stole those bases against city schools. He stole those bases.
No, he stole against everybody.
Everybody we played.
Once he got on base, he was going.
Everybody.
Yeah,
So he broke the record in the state playoff.
Yeah.
Which people didn't know that. In the first round of the state playoff, gets the number 2 team in the state. The week before that, he stole 2 bases against Briarwood on senior day. Well, no, 3 bases against Briarwood.
Yeah.
2 days prior to that, he stole 2 bases against Gardendale. And he stole 1 against Mount Brooks. So those bases weren't just against cities.
Well, I think you, when you on Facebook, I don't get caught up on it a lot. You got the Facebook haters. Especially, like I tell everybody, when you losing, you're not gonna catch in the slack. But when you winning, that's when the hate come on. And I saw a lot of people talking about the record. But who y'all played that day when he broke that record?
Oxford.
Because they celebrated with y'all.
At Oxford, they actually signed the ball to
yeah, they now
everything. That's a first class program.
Yeah,
That's a first class program.
Because I was looking at it and I said, wow, they will celebrate more than you all. Because I think I saw them with the bases, giving the bases is a lot. But when you winning, you're gonna have some people on the outside barking about this and that and this and that. But now, so you go out, you got one guy that's gonna throw tonight. What you expect?
He's going to be in relief with Biscuits.
What you expect of him? What kind of pitches he throw?
Got a good slider. Fastball going to be a low to mid 90s. Command, but I tell you his story from Columbia. was homeless.
Wow.
Homeless, and I know I'm gonna be in tears tonight when I see him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And literally eating out of the garbage.
God.
And somebody found him inside the Cubs. He got in a big trade with Tampa.
Yeah.
And Ray, I asked him 2 weeks ago. I said, "You need anything?" Because he called me boss. He said, "No, sir, boss. I'm in my hotel
Yeah.
in Montgomery, and boss, I make $900 a month. I'm okay."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And just grateful for what he got. And you the difference over there, they hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here, what the job that Moss and I do is not the Friday nights, it's not the pep rally, it's the non-revenue sports that makes the most money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep this in mind. At Mountain Brook and some of your places like that, and your Hoovers and your 280s, Lil Johnny gonna have his golf club, and Lil Johnny gonna have his little 5-ounce baseball with
Yeah.
the red seams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then all that other stuff gonna come later, meaning basketball and football. Nothing against that. Yeah, but
So we know, like I said, we know this is a football town, but I know y'all take pride not only for yourself but getting the kids. So you got over 500 victories, and I see a lot of guys go to Facebook talking crazy. Well, who he played against? Blah 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 blah. Give me a break. And like I said, how did you stay so long? And the question I'm trying to get from both of you all is how the game have changed since you all played in high school. What make it harder? Is it easier to coach now, or is it harder?
well, first thing, Moss, I'm gonna let you go with that. I think you probably need to expound a little bit on your victories, because my look at that is being a graduate of Jackson State University. Jackson State played Tougaloo twice at Tougaloo, and Tougaloo probably a scale 2 or 3, not saying miles is low, we talking about just under the SWAC.
Yeah.
They probably 2 or 3 notches below SIAC conference. And Coach Omar played his 2. If they 10 run ruled him, hey, he count them 2 at Tougaloo, and he count his 2 at Jackson State. And then if Kentucky State called, if Lane called, and schools like that call, you play who you play. Play who want to play you.
Well, you got to play the city.
Exactly. Well, you can't even play everybody in the city because everybody in the city don't want to play.
Yeah.
But I play who want to play me,
Yeah.
and I get a lot of slack, a lot of pushback because everybody look at my schedule. But it's the same schedule for basketball, the same schedule for football.
Yeah. Exactly.
But baseball and softball, we can look at it that you just want to play and beat up on teams. I don't want to beat up on nobody. I want to beat everybody on my schedule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody I'm playing against, I want to beat you. If I'm playing against my mama tell you he gonna want to beat me.
Yeah.
I don't like
Oh, yeah.
losing. I don't get into anything to losing, but I play people that want to play me. So what's the deal with me going over to, I'm going to use Hoover. Why would I go to Hoover and play one game over there when they got the same facility that I got?
Exactly.
Why we can't do it home and home?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I play anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Well, you have played
But
everybody.
I have a field too.
Yeah.
We like generating funds too.
Yeah.
Play me at Parker and I'll play you at Vestavia. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to come to Vestavia if you're not going to come to Parker.
Yeah, exactly.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I could be playing Alabama. I'm not going to go play Alabama if Alabama not going to return the visit back to Smithfield, Alabama. Parker
Yeah,
High
Alabama.
School.
You're saying who you got your 500 victory? Who it was against?
It was actually against Huffman in the city tournament.
City tournament. Okay.
Tournament. We won the game. I knew it was coming because the previous year we was thinking that we were gonna get 500 in the playoff, and right before the playoff we didn't get it. So we knew we were 2 victories away. We had won the opening game of the city tournament, ended up playing Huffman for the second game, beat Huffman in the city tournament to advance to the championship, and that was 500.
Okay. Now, so what was your best season? Your best season that you can tell. You think, but I know it's been a lot of them.
Oh, you finna get me in trouble.
Yeah, but yeah,
You
but
finna get me in trouble because all my teams think they the best team and
Yeah,
the
but-
best time. But if I had to pick a team, it would be 2009. 2009, those young men played. And I tell everybody this, I still dream about it. Bases low, we were down 6-2 and came back and tied the game up. The bases loaded with my 1, 2, and 3. No, my number 2, 3, and 4 batters up to hit with no outs.
Wow.
but then struck out,
Play
hit
out.
out, play out.
My second batter, which was Demetrius Price.
Yeah.
With QB.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. He took the pitcher to 10 pitches. Kept firing them off, and he struck out. My third batter came up, which is Jarrell Johnson, our frat brother.
Yeah.
JJ.
Yeah.
JJ,
Oh, wow.
the lefty. It was a righty and 2 lefties back to back, 3 and 4. Hit a shot down to the third base. Third baseman field the ball up, throw it home, and get the force out at home. That's 2 outs. So the base is still loaded. All thing I need was a pop-up, but forgot where it got me there. But you don't think to take the bat out your 2, 3, or 4 batter hand.
Yeah.
I should have did the squeeze. I should have did the bunt.
Yeah.
And I think about that all the time. But that team was my best team because they did everything. They did the little things. They would practice without me. They would call practice without me. They would show up to the field without me. They would even be ready for the game without me. I ain't like the stuff I do now by sending out an itinerary in my group. I send a full itinerary to the parents, to the players, to the coaches. This is what we're gonna do for practice. This is how it's gonna go for the game. If I'd have did that with them guys, oh my God. If
So-
them guys would have had the field we have now, with the equipment we have now, I probably have a lot of these.
So you go out, and I do the pay announcing for you, and people don't know me. You never talk. It's some game. I just prefer not to talk to you. I call the games, I pack up and leave. But why are you so good at getting a crowd? How do you get a crowd at Parker? Because when even in the cold, you have a crowd coming to you. What you do different that to get the people there? Passion.
People know that I'm passionate about what I do. It's not a job to me. I have more fun at baseball practice or in a game than I do throughout the day. So everybody like, why did you stay so long? I've stayed so long because I love what I do. And this is my mission.
Oh, yeah.
This is my ministry. I mean, to me, you asked me about a vision earlier. You asked me what I was thinking. This is a vision that me and the man above that thought about it. He put it in my mind and said, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to draw those young men to me. See, that's why I tell my kids all the time, it ain't about me. I want you to listen to me, but see God in me and listen to what God is telling me to tell you. It
Yeah.
might not come out the right way sometime, but
Yeah.
everything that I'm doing it for the betterment of young men. Because in our society, men not being men. And at the end of the day, I don't care what kind of baseball players my kids become. I care about what kind of men they become. We need more men to step up and be men. But the vision that he's giving me, I don't want to let him down. So that's why I go hard. This is my ministry. You know, everybody like, well, you do. No, I do this because I don't want to displease God. God gave me the ability to do this, and I know this God-given talent because I've been on the top of that mountain. I done came down that mountain. Because he'll give you everything you need. But as long as you keep your eyes on him, and you take, just like in the water.
Yeah.
He walked across the water. He said, do you believe? Come. He stepped in the water and he floated. He went down. No, why? Because he took his eye off God. Took his eye off Jesus. So what I'm telling these guys is, look at me, but see God in me and believe me, because I'm not going to do anything to you that's going to hurt you. I'm going to do everything I can. So I coach with passion. I teach with passion. I do my lineup with passion. I do my uniform with passion. Everything I'm passionate about, because I know at any day, at any time, it could be gone. And when it's gone, I want him to say, job well done. Job well done.
Very well spoken. Now, when you send a guy to college, do you keep in touch with them and they keep in touch with you?
I keep in touch with all my guys.
Still got them?
All my guys. They'll
Yep.
call me every now and then. A lot of them the players, the frat, so they call me like, what up, Noob? And I'm like, don't do that. I'm still coach. I'm still coach. Don't be what up, Noob. But I jaw jack with them, but I keep in touch with all my guys.
I saw you. I think you probably coached him or trained him. The guy signed with Miami.
Yeah, got a kid named LJ out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Wow, he go from east way to the south.
Yeah, LJ.
South
went-
Beach?
LJ,
How good is he?
I mean, he gets 65% from the University of Miami. That's damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, he got good life on his fastball, good projectable body, loose and fluid. He has a lot of fluidity in his arm, and being a brother, that speaks volume.
Yes.
Yes.
And we finna get to that point.
So
Yeah.
he can pitch backwards effectively. Can throw his breaking ball on any count. Can move that changeup in and out. Fastball, got run, and statistic wise, it's more righties in the world than lefties. And we won the World Series Astros with one lefty.
Yeah.
So just the need of that. But the thing is, a lot of times with our kids, black kids, that's what I want to say that.
You can say that.
Look,
Yeah.
But can being at the University of Miami throwing on Friday night in Clemson, can you handle that?
Yeah.
Friday night at Virginia,
Yeah.
University of North Carolina State. But what I like to do with kids like LJ, 2 years, go to junior college and show that you got pitch ability for 2 years, and you can be 20 in the farm system in Arizona or Florida versus being 20 at Mississippi State with that cowbell ringing every night, every pitch count. Everybody can't handle that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
So how many black pitchers do you probably train? Have you trained over the years? Just a ballpark figure.
Well, right. Well, I would say,
There's a lot of them.
yeah, probably got to be over 100.
Over 100.
Yes.
Okay.
And most kids that I train is kind of like, I have this saying, date the girl somebody else take her to the prom. when Derek was 12, our people, Derek couldn't pay Coach Mitchell. That's why Coach Mitchell be in Mount Brook a lot, because Derek couldn't pay, or Derek wouldn't want to pay.
Yeah.
But Derek dad show up with an F-150 with a Louis Vuitton bag, but you want me to cut my price.
Yeah, yeah, and I see you mention a lot about prices, and a lot of scouts do, a lot of trainers do, but it's it they just, because I know they spend a lot of money on football camps and basketball camps, but what is it gonna take to get blacks more involved in baseball?
Well, Ray, I was looking at Ray, the percentage has dropped since last year. It was 7%. Ray, it's 6% now.
Wow.
Because now, if I was a park commissioner, every guy say he a coach, you're gonna have to take a test.
Yeah.
For example, if I wrote out something, what is your mindset as a coach when a runner on second base? Run on second base, no outs.
Yeah.
Would you push? Would you drag bunt down third? Which that wouldn't make sense, because the pitcher gonna charge, third baseman gonna go back and try to make that run at second base go back. Or would you push bunt if he's struggling at the plate to the opposite side, the right side of the field, with the pitcher and the first baseman, and that guy advanced to third. But Ray, when I go in our neighborhood, hey, let's go, come on. but we get so caught up in the lineup,
Yeah.
coaching third base, battle spots, and I have that experience with young coaches. Is it about the way you look at third, with your pans, the way you coach? But what are you doing when a fly ball hit and it's hit in front of the runner? Are you advancing him to the next base, or are we just hollering? Because much baseball my mom has saw me coach and as many kids develop, I can tell her, this the lineup we're going with. We're going to start with speed. Start your lineup more with speed and go all the way down, middle power, and then guys that your 9-hole hitter going to be another leadoff guy.
Yeah.
So, what are you trying to do to translate different things that you know as a coach to your kid in game settings, or we just hollering?
What you think about it, Coach? What do we got to do to get more black players involved?
I think we just gotta hit it back in the community, man. When me and Mitch was growing up, man, you couldn't pass a park without seeing us out there playing. Every park in every community.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about Fairfield and West End. I'm talking about Midfield. I'm talking about Brighton. I'm talking about
Forest Hill.
I'm talking about Bessemer. I'm talking about Roosevelt City. All of those parks were thriving with kids that looked like us.
Yeah.
And it was coaches that looked like us that were out there coaching. Mm-hmm. Now you don't have that. You know, everybody want to move out to the Tommys and the Joes.
Yep.
Everybody want to go to the Clay Choppers and the Hewitt Truffers and the Moody's, and nobody's in Birmingham no more.
Oh, Birmingham serious, even on the high school, just city of Birmingham. Because I remember not too long ago, what that was, 2000 and something, early 2000, the Major League Baseball sent people here to upgrade.
To bring in the urban youth.
Yeah,
center.
10.5
that was 2021. That was recent.
$10.5 million.
That was recent.
Yeah.
So
No, that was 21 or 22.
it wasn't that early now.
Oh, yes, it was.
When they moved it, I think it was a little far
But
back.
they decided not to do it.
Well, see, they came in and tried to meet.
I want to say that was 08, 09.
Irish.
I think they did it back.
Yeah, that was like 27,
early
8, 9.
twos.
Yeah, look.
Then it was brought back up mid 2000s.
Because they supposed to built it here. Yeah, 10.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
They met with Abbott and Glen Irish.
Yeah, that's the one.
George Ward.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
George
Coach
Ward.
Moore was the district AD.
So all I'm telling you, and I'm gonna write about it. I got a 2-part story I'm gonna write about, because it set us back. 10.5 million. They took it, and I remember one thing the guy said, and he was over it handling. He said Birmingham, they wasn't ready. And he said he don't know where they ever be ready. And it seemed like the mayor and Abbott and them said, okay, we'll come up with our own plan. But the plan never came back up. And so we got to do something about baseball in the city of Birmingham. Because only 2 schools right now got their own field. That's hoping the park right now. If they still working on Carver.
Carver's in the works.
In the works. So all I'm saying is I go do games, and I'm going to do games at Parker. I can catch any team I want to at Parker because they got the facilities. But it's just, we got to do something. When they turned that project down, they moved it to Orlando. And do you know what happened? Out of that park, 6 of those people that trained in there, they in the National League. They in the baseball league. They in Major League Baseball. 6 of those kids in that program. And they are free, no taxes. We turned it down because of Frisbee, dogs in the park, and a league that grows $900 a year.
And we talk about crime rate.
Yeah.
That would have helped decrease it.
Yeah. And see, now you pass by Joy Ward lately, it's a homeless place. It's homeless. They put homeless people hanging out there now, needles, everything, and we still hadn't come up with a game plan with baseball. And when I go do baseball, some high schools play at the field, see glass in the rocks, glass on the field, rocks on the field. It's really dangerous. So we got to do something. So what else we got to do to send our guys not only to Major League but to college? Is it a hard game? The game can't be that hard.
It's really not a hard game, because when people fail to realize, we're very athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, those same kids that playing football and basketball can be a dime a dozen on the baseball field. I can use one for an example. He's the number one defensive back in the country that plays at Parker right now, but he's one of the best center fielders, outfielders that I've seen in a long time, and has not played threw a ball, catch a ball, or hit a ball since he's been at Parker. But to me, I've seen him play.
Is that Alford?
That's Alford.
Yeah.
He's one of the best baseball players around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll probably never pick up baseball again.
Well, do baseball scare them away now?
No, I just think it's just the rich and glare. When you 4 and 5 stars and the grit. Everybody want to run the ball.
Yeah.
Everybody want to bounce the ball. But 11 of them play it one time and 5 on that hardwood at a time. Baseball, it takes a real man to stand down in that batter's box, somebody throwing 87, 86, 92. 72.
So you on numbers. So high school kid, what's the basic speed for a pitcher? Is he big time when he throwing what? What's the range?
Well,
it depends.
Is the size?
It depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you a crazy question now. I love it.
Nana would be a standout in the city.
Yeah.
But Nana would be average over the mountain.
Touching 90.
What made? I know I've seen a lot of black kids. I can say probably whites too. If they play quarterback, they usually gonna be what? The pitcher. Why is that?
Arm strength, and this just me. This just me talking. I might get in trouble. I might get in trouble with this, but I'm gonna say what I feel. I think Jameis Winston is an excellent, phenomenal quarterback, and I like what Jameis stands for, and I like what Otis doing with him. But can you? I want you to just think about something. I hope his dad is watching. Just think about if Jameis coming in the 9th inning out of Atlanta or LA. That's going to be anywhere. Right now, when I saw him throw at Florida State, 94, 95, and I didn't see him using a lot of lower half.
See, I'm glad you brought him up because many people didn't know he played baseball.
And I met him in Tampa before. So humble.
Yeah.
And I used to watch him throw when he was 13 and 14. He had a great trainer, Rusty. May he rest in peace. Rusty used to play with us. That's who was his little league coach. You remember Big Rusty used to play at Montevallo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who Jameis played for.
Wow.
At bases loaded.
Okay.
Yeah. But I used to watch him at Florida State, and just the money.
Yeah.
And the longevity.
Yeah.
I'm coming in, you up, we up 1 run, just get 3 outs. 94, he probably be able to run 400 by now.
Just that good?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now the little kid from Cleveland, I can't think of his name, and I want to ask you all. Everybody be talking about the size. Why is it that, and I'm not being prejudiced, the little slim guys look like they bring the more heat?
Because look at it like this.
With wrist?
Yeah.
Wrist. It's so the flip of the wrist.
Flex.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wrist, and then the biggest key to that, I would say wrist would be more of like your dessert, because the wrist coming off the backspin of the ball, and that's what they get into all the spin rates. But think about the quicker your arm work, the quicker the ball out of your hand. That's why it looks so loose and fluid.
Yeah, because I see now the guy stole the base with Willie. Now he's not that big of a guy, but what?
Not fast either.
Yeah, but
you know baseball.
You know baseball.
His baseball IQ.
So, and to make my point, what I'm finna say, Mitchell just said it. It seems like you got to concentrate more with baseball, sport. Because I see you doing, I be up in the press bar like, what the Moss doing? Because you bunt a lot. I'm saying you bunt when the base is loaded. You understand what I'm saying? So
you have to bunt when you can't hit.
Yeah. So sometimes you bunt when you're not hitting.
Yeah, I bunt because to get that eye acclimated to the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you can bunt, you can swing it.
Yeah.
But I bunt a lot because I'm trying to keep to my philosophy. Get them on, get them round, get them in. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to that.
So you use a formula, and I call your formula 3 fast and a hitter. That's your formula. because you're gonna have a big guy hitting. You want to crowd the bases? Is that your technique? You want to get? You think you get those guys on bases, then you got your fourth and fifth. You got big guy. You play like the major leagues. You got 3 guys up front, and then you got the big hitters on 4th and 5. If that's really how you want to continue to play baseball,
Well, and
or it depend on the game.
It could be cat and mice. I might have a hitter here, and a guy here with speed that can't hit, and I might have a hitter here, and a guy that can really hit behind him. But I hide my hitter down at the bottom and my speed because I want my 9 batter to be my another leadoff. But my best hitter in my lineup is my number 7 hitter.
Number 7, yeah.
And what people fail to realize about my 9th batter, Corey was my leadoff. But I trust Corey so much, the senior, the one that got the most valuable player of baseball this year for Birmingham City. Corey was my leadoff.
He came a long way.
When I got those babies that I inherited this year, I had to speak with Corey and tell Corey, listen, I need you to fall down. And it took he was the captain.
Yeah.
And it took a lot in Corey for Corey to go from leading off to 9. But Corey already knew where my leadoff spot and 9th spot acclimate. They knew speed kills. Speed kills. Because if my 9 is at the bottom as another leadoff, then I got my leadoff coming on. They already know what number 2 and 3 gonna do. Push and get them over. 3 and 4 gonna clear the bases. But that's just the philosophy that I'm doing for a lineup and for his hitting. But we bunt a lot because I just don't trust their bats. Their bats not where I want them.
So you teach pitching a lot. So when you bring in a pitcher and could you like dictate, say, well, he may be in the league a long time, he may not be a starter, but he'll be, which is important, the starter, maybe asking a crazy question, or the relief guy? Both.
Because I have to have somebody to get me to the 6th or the 7th inning. I got to have a guy come behind him. And a lot of times the ball games are determined in late innings. I got to have some back end guys. So most your starting pitchers going to have 3 dominant pitches, or maybe 4. And a lot of the guys that have four pitchers, you can tell they got a lot of zeros on that check.
So when you see a guy and you train him for about how long you train a guy? How long you train a pitcher?
Probably about 2 months. It depends where he's at. Like about 2 months. But the parents want to see before and after. That's key.
Yeah.
So when he come in and work with me, we're going to do a video analysis first. Johnny might be 65 on Monday. I break him down. He might be a little early on his front side. Might be overcompensating, getting through. Mom maybe be late. Oh, he's not. He's throwing from the wrong arm slot. So we'll work on that, clean him up, and just like pitching and hitting is so similar. When you load the strides, your hands is back with your backside. So when you pitch, when you break your hands, your weight is back, and you're trying to get the arm up before the balance leg hits the ground, so you can create leverage downhill.
Okay, now, so you at Parker, so you send Willis to the mound. I'm saying, like, when you come into a game, cause I see you up on the fence. Do you already know when you come up and you down 2-1, 3-1? Do you have your game plan set already when you come into a game? I depend on the team.
Already.
Yeah.
When I do my lineup, I don't know if you ever pay attention when I do my lineup. I also had a pitcher rotation.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
So I already had that already. I know who's gonna start. I know who's gonna come in middle relief, and I know who's gonna come in and close. I already had that in it because we on pitch count now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm going next.
So
yeah.
You got to strategically do it because you don't want to burn a kid on Monday when you know you got a big game on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Because you pitch over 50 pitches, you got to sit a day anyway. So I might do 24. I might do 25. It depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
And it depends on how that kid feel. Because I've had instances where I had rotations and the kid told me, no, cause I'm finishing this one.
Yeah. So if he throw over 50 or 60 pitches,
He got
to sit the next day.
2 days.
2 days. Okay, because many people don't know that.
2 days.
See, many people don't know that in high school there's a pitch count.
Okay, and
so who's there at the game to dictate how many times he pitched?
Well, it's really a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
And we supposed to have an OCR. When they implemented the pitch count, we used to have an official pitch counter
Yeah.
in the press box, and they had to check with both teams
Yeah.
to make sure they count was accurate. But now we implemented on Game Changer and we implemented on Max Prep, and it was mandatory by the state. The state implemented it. There's just a lot of stuff coming down the chain now. With me being on the state committee and coming back to represent this district and letting you guys know that, you know, the importance of you got to do it this, because we still have people doing pitch count on paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because everybody don't have Wi-Fi at their stadiums, but everybody has a cell phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know,
So-
use that hotspot sometime.
So both of y'all can coach pitching because you do good with your pitching. So
I do good with my rotation.
yeah, when you go to the mound, if a guy's struggling, he done gave up 3 runs, and he's struggling, how do you go to the mound positive, thinking positive, and tell him what you got to tell him?
Well,
This like the second inning. He done gave up 3 runs and probably 5 hits.
second, for me,
Yeah.
that don't happen often.
Yeah.
Because I'm putting that work in before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we go, and 9 times out of 10, if I go out to talk to him, I may give him a certain situation. He may have trouble picking up the certain scheme that I'm trying to run, or he may feel like he a little bit bigger than me in the program.
Yeah.
And coach, or he think his bat fast. And I'm telling you to throw the 2-seam in to get a ground ball, but then when you come back to the dugout, it's like, I threw the 2-seam in. So I just told you. I mean, if you're trying to run your 2-seam in and he's up on the plate and his swing gets kind of long, I want to throw him in inside.
So when you coach, you pay attention whether he got it this day or not. How do you determine that? Because many people don't know. They see y'all going out they see you going to the mound. They don't know what's going on, the conversation up there. But what you trying to tell this guy?
9 times out of 10, I'm going to the mound. I got 2 thoughts. I'm giving this kid confidence, or I'm finna pull it.
So it come down to 2.
It's one or the other. I'm finna give this kid confidence and pull him. But when I walk to the mound, I don't know if you pay attention. When I go to the mound,
I'll be paying attention.
I'm bringing my infield in too.
Yeah.
Because I'm letting them know this guy's up here pitching his tail off, and you all not playing a bit of defense behind it. I couldn't be up here on this mound pitching, and y'all doing it. I said, he's much nicer than I was. Because if I'm pitching and you turn them air, it's going to be a conversation we're going to have in that dugout when we get to that dugout.
So if I'm Joe Blow outside, I said, what baseball? What is strong points of baseball? Better offense or better pitching? Which one win? Because I hear a lot of people in college. I watch the College World Series because I've been off into the College World Series this time around, and I'm saying like, what wins games? Pitching.
Good pitching.
Yeah, pitch and win ball games.
Pitch and win ball games.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
pitch. You got a good pitcher.
Yeah.
Is it best to have pitching or hitter? Because I know the Yankees always start out hot, but then you get them in a 7-month 5-game series, they bats go cold. Why is that?
Well, first of all, pitch and win ball games, and I like to tell my guys, you go out there and you can hold a team to at least 2 runs leading up to about the 6th or 7th inning, we gonna make something happen. We gonna, if we got a bunt, we got to do some fake bunt steal, double steal. Them bats gonna come around because I got some of them Mookie Betts, some of them athletes gonna steal, and they gonna disrupt some stuff.
Yeah.
When they disrupt, and a lot of times when you go play schools over the mountain, runners on first and second, we do a double steal. You can Fabian. I hope Fabian Harper's watching this. We play in Texas at Alabama A&M, and they ranked number 1 in the country. It was 1 out. The third baseman was back at Texas, which you're supposed to be up even with the bag, less than 2 outs. So I call a fake bunt double steal. He got there, he held that bat there and grabbed it and went back slowly. Well, that crowd got real quiet because the way you watch the College World Series, Ray, I give you $1,000, you can tell me how many people stole second base. I mean, I'm sorry, stole third.
Not many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They certain type of baseball ain't played. Why? because you ain't got them Mookies in there.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
And I didn't really talk about this earlier. I'm just going to hop on it briefly. On my right hand, you got a lot of people say Mike Trout, the best player. Fielding, hitting, power, speed, and throwing. He got 5 2s. But if you can compare Mike Trout on my right and Mookie Betts on my left, I mean, just like Moss was talking about earlier, speed plays every day.
Yeah.
So who's the best? Mike Trout didn't play the full season yet.
No, he had it.
But Mookie played. He just hurt his hand, and he was in right. He was in left. He was at second.
Yeah.
Now he at shortstop. You pay him like you pay everybody else.
And you know, he was over here with us. He was with the Red Sox for a while.
Exactly. And keep in mind, a lot of people don't know this. His mom was his coach.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in Nashville.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. So if I give you 2 pitchers, you're in a 4-game series. If I gave you 2 pitchers and they were dominant pitchers, you can beat offense.
Yes,
Oh,
any day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any day.
Yeah.
Any day. You give me a series and I got 2 pitches.
Yeah.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. So many people, like I said, this segment is, and then I'm glad we're talking about something else besides football and basketball, because baseball, I go to a game, I call a game, they could get very interesting if it's in the 5th and 6th inning. So now, most of your games don't get rained out. And I know a lot of, if I go cover some other games, they rained out. I call you said, man, I'm still playing. I said, man, you're not still playing. Yes, I am still playing. Why are you able to play when other people's not?
Well, I'm from the old school. I believe when you take care of your field take care of you.
So you got a good drainage system?
You got a good drainage system.
Explain.
It's lacking now. It needs dirt now. But when I first got that field, that field was immaculate. And the guys that did my field told me, they didn't know what they were telling me, and I took it wholeheartedly what they told me.
Yeah.
They said, man, you got one of the best stadiums in the Southeast.
Well, I get
For
that.
high
I
school.
get that sometimes.
And I said, what? They said, you have one of the top stadiums in baseball in the Southeast. And I took it and ran with it. I said, since I have that, I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah. So people, you pass the highway right about now and look down there. It's pretty good. So explain to me, because I was dumbfounded one time till you explained to me about the drainage. I'm thinking you're talking about a real drain. Explain the drainage system on the field.
Well, it depends on where the drains are located. Some drains get clogged.
Yeah.
You got your 2 behind your home plate. You got your 2 on the side of your dugout, one on each side, and then you got your drains that's similar to, right there to the warning track on both sides, right and left. And it depends on where the crown is. Some fields drain to the back through the warning track to go out the back, right center, left center. Some drain to the side of the third base and first base side.
Yeah.
My field drains backwards. My field drains to the home plate side, to the drains that's up under the warning track. Because people don't know, I have a drain system up under my warning track right there. That's why the water don't see it. But in the back, my crown is right behind short, and my outfield goes down. It's kind of slow. And if you compare by my field, you see the water running to the back side of the field, so the water sit behind the stadium. But you gotta have good quality dirt, good quality field condition, and you gotta have a good grounds crew, which we got probably one of the best grounds crew in this area. And it's just a 2-man crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
And TC does a great job of keeping up our facility. That's one thing I don't have to worry about no more. I still make the guys drag and rake and before and after practice. But TC is our grounds crew guy for Birmingham City School, and he is the best.
So do you ever step outside of teaching pitching? Do you ever teach?
Because
because I don't think many people know that.
They should.
Yeah.
If they know baseball.
Yeah.
And hear what I'm saying here. Most guys teach pitching, could teach hitting, but not a lot of guys teach hitting, could teach pitching. Most
That's a good point.
Hear this again. Most guys teach pitching, can teach hitting, but not a lot of guys teach hitting, can teach pitching. Moss will tell you right now, he could do it, but just think if he had a pitching guy to handle that, and he could focus more on just positioning his outfielders, positioning his infielders, and making sure his small ball stuff translate what he's trying to do, and it's for him and his first base coach on the same page. And you got a guy where you don't have to do nothing with pitching.
Yeah.
So that's going to give, he can have, if he through with his infield work, he go home, we still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a big difference.
Yeah. So right now, the hardest part of baseball is it pitching or hitting. The hardest part of baseball. If you got a kid, I'm trying to teach him pitch, I'm trying to teach him hitting, which is the hardest?
It's going to be pitching.
It's gonna be pitching.
Because look at it this way, I can still hit if I drop my hands. I can still hit if I don't. If I don't turn my backside, I can still put it in play. But let you breaking your hands late, and your weight start going forward. You're throwing from a different arm slot, and you're throwing a lot of balls.
Okay, now, so you say you can teach hitting also, because that makes sense, because you're teaching pitching, and you go to the other side, you know what to look for in a pitch. So what's the worst pitch in high school that you see a guy on the mound and he throwing and you say it's gonna be trouble tonight?
Break the slide.
So that's
Coming
normal.
in.
That's a norm for a pitch in
That's
high
coming
school.
in the whole curve.
Curve.
If somebody got a slide and it's breaking, we're not gonna touch it.
Did you ever run into a lot of pitches like that? It's rare?
Not very rare.
Do you teach your guys? Or?
I try not to teach that
Yeah.
because it put a lot of strain on the arm.
Yeah.
I basically teach my guys to throw that fastball 2 seam, 3 seam, 4 seam, 9 spots. I try to stay away from those breaking ball off speed, but the young guys that I got, that's all they throw. It's all speed. And it's kind of hard to break them from that because I'm a fastball guy. In, out, hit your spot. Let's pitch with command.
Yeah.
Let's pitch with control. And if you ain't got those tools, you in for a long. I hate to be in a game where it's a walkathon.
Yeah.
Walk, 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 walk. Nobody's hitting. And I tell my guys anyway, ain't nobody come here to see you walk.
Yeah.
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 They came here to see you hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please hit the ball. Put the ball in play. Don't come back with the bat on your back. You don't need no bat, boy. We don't whack bat boys in high school. Hit the ball, run down there, you get ball. Run, sprint your tail down to the first base. Let's steal second and third. Let's put pressure on.
Yeah.
But we gotta get them on. Everything at all costs, you gotta get on.
So now we're at a time in baseball where I'm trying to see percentage of managers. The game is not, but I give baseball credit. They were way better than football because they do have black managers. I just don't see enough on a collegiate. I still don't think it's enough in baseball, and I don't see enough on a collegiate level. And I thought for sure one time you probably would go back to Miles or go back somewhere in college. Where held you back?
Timing. The time wasn't right. But a lot of people don't know I actually was offered the job at Miles.
Yeah.
And I turned it down. It was at a time in my career that I just got this new position. I'm the assistant principal at my school as well. And I'm not ready to retire. Still got work to do.
Do you keep up with Miles still? Keep up with
I keep
baseball?
up with him.
Yeah, I keep up with him too. Yeah.
I mean, it's been ingrained in me to keep up with him. I'm a golden bell, hard, through and through. A lot of folk don't know that.
So are we satisfied with the minority coaches in baseball?
No, I'm not.
No, it's only 2. Anaheim Angels, Ron Washington, and keep in mind now, and I'm a realist. People say Dave Roberts, he black, but
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Look, his mama from Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at his face.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do we got to do to get these coaches? A lot of them deserve it.
Well, first you got to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just with me, it get very frustrating to go to games, and you see African Americans doing somewhat grounds crew.
Yeah.
Or either you're a bat boy,
Yeah.
or you selling, or you grilling hot dogs, or selling beer.
Yeah. And that's a good point, because when I go out, even I'm looking at the World Series, colleges, I just don't see the minorities in the dugout. I just don't see that. That kind of disturbs me. And even I don't see the black players because I'm wondering what's going on. I think Florida State got a leadoff guy. I may be wrong, but it's either first he hit first or second. Now he's pretty. No, Tennessee.
Tennessee got two.
Yeah,
Tennessee,
got
the
two.
right fielder and the second baseman.
Yeah.
But look, and you take them two off. Think about taking them two off Tennessee and see what you get.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
back harder.
Follow me now. Think about taking them two off of Tennessee, and you probably add two more off what they can do. Yeah, that means I want it at a minimum. We don't want this to get too. Yeah,
So are we gonna get to that point where we're gonna have a lot of black coaches in college in the Major League Baseball? And I ask again, what do we have to do? You said the opportunity, but how do we get the opportunity?
well, first of all, you need to start on a lower scale. Lee Gann at Mount Brook, Jeff Malden at here at Trustfield, and I can say a list of guys. The guy at Vestavia, the guy at in Mosley, at Hoover. If he called a camp, a coaching clinic for everybody to show up, they participate. And you can't get most and some of the coaches on the east side of town to even come and meet. Is it about individuals, or is it about the kids in general? Just think if we did that twice a month, where these kids can work together.
Yeah.
What you can do.
Yeah. So you done some camp before, right? Good turnout. They gonna show up.
One camp that I invited Mitch down to come. I had to call him back and say, man, nobody coming. Nobody showed up.
Do you think something wrong with baseball money is guaranteed? All of it. So the highest paid one probably what, 220 million or more?
No.
He just hit 3 something, right?
No, Tony makes 700 million.
700 million.
700 million.
700.
So
Yeah.
So now, why that's just not people just trying to get to that point?
Well, Ray, when we was growing up, mom can sell barbecue and fish on the corner and have an Isla Broncos sign.
Yeah.
I'm saying help us on the kid in the street.
Yeah.
With a football helmet trying to collect money. But keep in mind your glove.
Yeah.
Your glove is authentic A2000 gonna cost you $250.
Wow.
So versus going in Dick's, and if you can outrun everybody at Instant Park, whoever at East Lake, he won't buy your cleats. Because he looking at when Nick Saban come get you, what he getting out the deal. And baseball a little bit more long. It's longevity, but it takes a little bit more time to get to that point. But we don't see that.
Yeah. So now, are you satisfied right now with Birmingham, or even the state of Alabama, or even in the country, the direction baseball is going in for minorities?
Nope.
Why not?
And I'm gonna tell you why. Again, I'm gonna go back to the communities. Our parks are not up to par. Our coaches are not up to par. And I know I'm probably gonna get it for this one. Some of our parents are not up to par.
Yeah.
In order to get things flowing and going, you gotta have those 3 components. Parents got to be on board, coaches got to be coaching, and the community got to believe in the community. We said we believe in community, but we're not putting nothing back in the community to show us that we believe in. It's okay to throw a party here and a party there,
Yeah.
but that revitalize the communities where it's needed.
What you got?
Well, I just start at the youth level, and everybody being on the same page, making sure coaches going out to support their youth leagues in their area, and having weekly coaching meetings. Just think if all the city school coaches got on one page. Because if he get a player drafted from Parker, he win it. The whole city school win it.
Yeah.
When the last time that was happening when I was in high school, Andy Rice. Yeah, he's in 2000. No, that was 1993. He signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates for 6 figures out of high school.
Yeah, I'm gonna call a name, and y'all give me some comments. Dustin Baker.
I like Dusty, but to me, maybe it's just me. A lot of the brothers don't help brothers. I mean, that's just it in a nutshell. Because I live in Houston now, and I on many occasions, I take it back. He helped me when I was at Huffman with my screening.
Yeah.
But you look at that, I'm not being ungrateful, but he helped me because that was a tax write-off. He didn't have to do that. I'm grateful for what he did. But Ray, I want to do what he do.
Yeah.
Help me to do what you do.
Yeah.
On every, I counted 27 off days they had. Major League Baseball players, teams have off days every Monday. And Ray, I text him. I got the list of texts, and I asked him, can we just meet at Starbucks just to talk? Or and I'm not ashamed to say it. I even one year, and that's why God said resist the proudly, give grace to the humble. I said, Dusty, dude, who make your cleaners runs for you when you're out of town? You might need somebody to pick your clothes up from the cleaners. I'm good. But that TV will fool you. Now that Ron Washington, that's the GOAT.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everybody using his infield drill, and Ray, he'll help you. Some of them have respectable person on different things. Everybody don't want to see you prosper. That's just like my man here, Moss. He made sure I got K-Psi Phi Nu Pi.
Exactly.
And he made sure that we both drive Range Rovers. He's a hitting guy. I'm more of a pitching guy. So we try to bridge the gap, just like they do. Because you're never going to see those guys over the mountain work against each other. If they don't like each other, they ain't gonna make it known like that so openly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, is it about the kids? And it saddens me to know Hank Aaron and Willie Mays from the state of Alabama and how these kids get mistreated
Yeah.
as a whole.
Yeah.
And I can say, I see people trying. I don't know that Carver High School coach guy, but after that tournament, we was at Park.
Yeah.
You saw how everybody just got together with all that camaraderie, and we was just eating hot dogs and stuff like that, talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not see more of that? What's the problem?
Yeah. Yeah. So, President Bobby Knight.
You know, that's family for me. A lot of folk don't know that, but that's family. I love, as we call her, T-Bobby. She's opening doors and kicking down doors at the same time.
I love her.
She's finna change the community, she's finna change the platform, and she's finna change the strategic plan at Ideal Miles.
Yeah.
And
I like it. I love it.
the only thing I hate about that situation, she's not gonna do it much longer. She's not gonna do it much longer. But I love Bobby Knight. We both got married on the same day. I married her cousin, which my wife called her aunt, but that's actually her cousin. And there's nothing if I call her right now and say, I need help with this, I need help with that, she's gonna say, come on, I got you. There's nothing I can't ask for that she won't help me get done.
Okay, now, just let the people know, and we both, all of us went to HBCUs. Tell them about Jackson State. Who's your rival at Jackson State?
Jackson State, the rivalry was Alcorn. That's a big weekend, and we had a lot of rivalries because we was the only school back when I played. I was a junior college transfer from Wally State, 97 and 99. the only black school, HBCU, with the baseball field where you can find it. Notice that most HBCUs, baseball field may be off campus or in the back. As soon as you come off J.R. Lynch Street, we're right there. So,
Talked to Sam Shea the other night. Tuskegee and Miles.
But Tuskegee one. I mean, it was one of our rivals. But when I played, it was Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
Alabama A&M and Tuskegee.
Yeah.
But everybody wanted to beat us because when we came in, we were the doorman
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
People don't understand when Coach Leonard brought all us in '94 is when it changed.
Yeah.
It changed. In '95, we went 2-6. In '96, we went 4-6. In '97, no, it's backwards. '94, we was we was 2-6, 4-6, and 6-4. We won the first 6 games. We was undefeated, and we lost the last 4 games. But everybody we played was rival because everybody wanted to be Coach Leonard, not
Well,
just Miles College.
And we talked about, we know HBCU with the money, even with baseball. And I asked him why Tuskegee playing Miles on homecoming, and he explained to me it's the money. Because the last year they grossed 49,000 fans at the game.
wow.
49,000. So now it's you create a rivalry, but you got to win.
Yeah.
Both teams got to win for it to be a rivalry. So you saying in baseball, at Miles, when you were playing, I know you're talking about football, but I'm talking about baseball with
It was
Miles.
the same.
Same thing.
It was the same all across the board. Basketball, volleyball, football.
They wanted to see Miles.
Everybody wanted to beat Miles at that time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we was passing out whoopings left and right.
Okay, final comments about baseball. Final comments.
I would say most what you think is going to take, and what you feel like you got to do to keep the interest going, or get the interest up here in the city of Birmingham.
And just keep driving, man. Just keep driving. Just keep knocking on the door till the door open. Like I said, we got a good group of coaches, young coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I just need them to communicate more. I mean, be truthful to what you say you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody want to coach, but everybody don't want to, to do what it takes to stay a coach.
Yeah.
I'm the longest tenured coach, so not boosting my ego or rubbing my own. It's something you can get from me to fact, really figure out what kept me here this long.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, baseball or life, it's just some gems you can get from me to understand and say, hey, he did it for 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not getting in it. Let me go over there and get some nuggets from him.
Yeah.
But they not open to
Yeah,
receive those
people
nuggets.
people feel like it's hard to humble themselves, but we're paid to go to Dallas to the American Baseball Coaches Association and hear certain guys talk or speak and not really explaining certain stuff. I don't really like going to clinics to hear guys speak. When I do clinics, I like to do clinics giving you a breakdown, a visual of what I'm doing, like development. And I think in the game of baseball, we need to stop putting so much emphasis on analytics. Okay, I get the spin rate. I get his percentage of curveballs he throw in the 6th inning versus the 2nd inning. But man, get outs. Can you get guys out? And we just got to get better. I mean, I have tried here at home. I get more inboxes on asking for input versus just openly, somebody help me, and I'm grateful. I want just a couple of names. May he rest in peace. A lot of people don't know this, but Coach McGarry picked me up every day for school. And I could just hear him now at Inslee Park or somewhere. Shit, big man, throw that motherfucker me. Shit.
So
Throw the ball.
So he
Throw the
coached you at
ball.
Ends? He coached baseball at Ends?
No, Coach was at Coach was at West End.
West End, yes, it was, yeah.
Because I was there 89 and 93.
Yeah, yeah.
And my junior and senior year, he would come up Bush Boulevard. He stayed in Inslee. He would come up Bush Boulevard, pick me up, make a U-turn on the boulevard, go all the way back down, past Holy Family, go to Sneaky Pete in Inslee every morning, get us something to eat. School was taking in at 8. Hey, we're going to get that 8:05. We're going to get that 8:28. School take in at 8:30.
Yeah.
But he, you know, I miss him a lot. He had played a big part in my success, because I'm not done yet, because I'm gonna coach in the big leagues one day.
Good. Final thoughts, Coach Mark.
Because then Coach Mitch put it on me, I'm gonna put it back on him. Why do you think you had to leave home to go out and venture out to blossom and be on pitch?
Feeling not really appreciated, and I feel in my heart that if you wasn't married, you would probably do the same thing, because people gonna realize stuff till they gone. Don't realize they messed up until it's gone. I had to just go out and you had in Houston, you got all 3 minorities coach each sport. So now I can go into a place like Missouri City that has Hoover money that's gonna pay $125 an hour. But what gets me with certain people, you show up with an F-150, but you know, dude, he already throw 88 miles per hour. So I mean, do you wanna? Well, coach, can I pay you half now, Pat? Can you tell them that? And it's just, I put emphasis on that, because if it was a gadget on TV to say you have to buy weighted balls for $300, you're gonna do that because you think that's gonna be instant, versus putting in the work.
Okay, now, found out earlier we talked, in this mind, we will start doing immediate day Birmingham City Schools. They're gonna happen right here in January, right before the season starts. We're gonna invite baseball and softball. And we're gonna work it out some kind of way. All of us gonna be involved. Damien gonna be involved. All of us gonna be involved, and it's gonna take place right here, and it's gonna be very successful. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna do it, but there will be a media day. And my final thought is, not too long ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, the Major League Baseball came up with Negro stats, and they added them to the big leagues. And one name came up was the name of Josh Gibson. I won't say much about it, but I'm gonna tell you what a scout said. He went to scouting one day, so he had to climb the hills, the steps to get to him. He started ducking because he thought somebody was shooting at him. That was Josh Gibson in batting practice. He says batting practice sounds like an automatic weapon. Josh Gibson was one of the best catchers to ever play the game of baseball, and he just started to get his flowers. Josh Gibson. That's my final thoughts.